Cool. But before that, I'd like to talk a bit about Le Wagon. For those of you who don't know about us, I see a lot of familiar faces. I'm sure a lot of you know who we are. But for those of you who don't, so I co-founded Le Wagon in Tokyo in 2016. So it's been 3 years. But originally, Le Wagon came from France, and it started in 2013. In Tokyo, over the past 3 years, we've had over 250 students going through our bootcamp. And tonight we'll have 12 students, and this is actually our 13th demo day in Tokyo. The pitches, the demos, and the products that you're going to be seeing tonight have been developed in less than 2 weeks, actually. Our students work exactly 9 days on those products. And what you need to know about our students is that before joining the bootcamp, some of them actually had very, very little knowledge about code. And so during 9 weeks full-time, we took them from very junior, very almost no knowledge of code to that level that you're going to be seeing tonight, being able to develop full stack application. So those applications integrate a lot of very current technologies. We have API calls, for those of you who know what that is, API calls all over the place. And throughout the bootcamp, they learn about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Rails. This bootcamp was a little bit special for us also because of the current situation. I think it's worth talking a little bit about it. This was our very first session that happened mostly online, actually. So out of the 9 weeks of the bootcamp, we've had only 5 days on campus. And so our students every day were studying from home. And I must say that it was an extremely interesting experience. We learned a lot. And our students learned a lot as well. We noticed that quite a lot of them were studying really late at night, some of them until 10, 11, some of them until 1 a.m., right, Chi? And we believe that it was a really good experience to have that bootcamp online as well, to prove that Le Wagon can run online too. That's it for my introduction. I'm going to leave the floor to first Iwata-san and afterwards the pitches. If you have any questions, I'd like to maybe take a second to introduce the team here, because I didn't do that. I'm a terrible person. So we have some cameras on. You can see Jan. Jan, maybe you can raise your hand. Yeah, here is Jan. We have Sasha. Sasha taking care of our community and events. Sasha disappeared. We have Douglas with the biggest beard ever. Douglas, our lead teacher, and Mama Bear for our students. We have Truni as well. Truni, who's one of our teachers and teaching assistants, who is actually going to take care of our data science bootcamp coming up in October. And I believe we have Mike as well on the call, but maybe Mike is not opening his camera. Yeah, here you are, Mike. Hey, Mike. Awesome. Cool. So without further ado, I'd like to leave the floor to Iwata-san. So Iwata-san, if you want to introduce a little bit about your activities and more importantly, I believe, like, why do you think tech founders are going to change the world?
So I'll take Mike. Oh, thanks for the introduction. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So thank you for having me in this, for the first ever online demo day of Wagon Tokyo. It's such a great honor. Such a thanks for instruction, and I was looking forward to today. Hi, hello everyone. I'm Shin IWATA, founder and CEO of Miraise. Miraise is a venture capital focused on engineer founders based in Tokyo. So to begin with, big congratulations to all the cohort members completing the bootcamp program under such such a difficult time with COVID-19 threat. And I also respect all the Wagon Tokyo staff to deliver the program. in a difficult teleworking environment. So congratulations for everybody. As a welcome speech, I was wondering what I should speak within 10 minutes or so, more or less. I thought it's possibly fitting for the demo day to share what and how I think about coding or programming for the first half of my time. For the second half, as an investor, I'd like to explain about a little bit about what I'm doing. Okay, let's start with my small memory. Programming and myself. I started to learn programming when I was 10 years old. At the time, there is no coding bootcamp, of course, and there are no good books for kids to learn programming. But I met one great manga to teach programming for kids. The manga character taught me how to write a code using a programming language called BASIC. Right. The title of book is Hello, My Computer. So by the way, I found recently that not a small number of engineers at my age in Japan learn coding with the book. So I didn't know. And it's surprising, pleasantly surprising. And another great news these days is that the author of the manga wrote a new book after 35 years, another manga about coding. The title of the manga is the Hello Python. Right, it's amazing. So of course I purchased it on Amazon. So another problem at the time I had to do programming, actually the big problem was that I didn't have my PC, no PC at my home. Can you believe it? So what I did is to go to electronics shop in the neighborhood, bringing the manga, my Bible, with me every day. I wrote a code on the PC on the counter in the shop. The shop staffs were kind enough to allow me to do it. But of course, in the end of the day, when the shop is closed, the PC was shut down. So the next day I came again, rewrite code I had written yesterday and add the new part. So I still remember the emotion. I finally make my code work. It was so excited. I simply very glad. The code is just text, right? But if you run it or execute it, the result looks graphical or dynamic. I was simply fascinated. I felt like I became a wizard in a sense. So back to today. So now that you all finished the bootcamp program and acquired coding skills, so you all became wizard now. Right? You can make something great from scratch, like magic, just with your laptop instead of the magic wand. I want to stress one thing here. Coding, programming is not just useful skills to get a job. Don't limit the potential. It's another way of thinking, new way of evaluating, planning, explaining things. It will be strong life hacking tool. It's applicable to more things in your daily life. So let me share one tip. So each time you find or you realize yourself, you are doing something same, something similar more than twice, consider how to automate it to get rid of any routine works in your daily life. I'm still writing code weekend. So that's the engineer style. So please get this attitude into the habit. So imagine what if that something big, widely used in the world with millions of users is born from your laptop. You fairly have everything on your laptop or on the cloud you can access from your laptop, right? So do you think great engineers use greater PC than you do? their PCs are as same as yours. The only their curiosity about tech, endless learning, and research make them super engineers. So keep up. Well, I strongly believe engineers can think of or come up with great ideas, which no engineer can never do. I give you an example. About 15 years ago, IP phone or internet telephony were trending at the time. So many famous big telecom companies in the world were trying to digitize their existing switching system. On the other hand, Skype, where I worked for 7 years, the Skype founding team came up with the revolutionary tech solution. They took their cue from internet email system rather than old-fashioned switching system. At the time, it was super expensive to talk on the phone with your friends who are far away from you, or if you talk long time. But with email, no matter how far away your friends are, no matter how long email you write, it's free. So Skype team thought voice communication could be similar to the email system over the internet. So why could they come up with the idea? Because they knew the technology called P2P, peer-to-peer. So they knew the power of the technology and could think of applying it to the internet telephony. This is my own observation, working at Skype for 7 years since 2005. And the experience is my foundation today. This is the reason why I studied the venture capital with this philosophy, Miraise in Japan 2 years ago. So Miraise is focused on engineer founders. We only invest in startups whose CEOs are engineers. So let me move on to explain a bit about entrepreneurship. So I strongly think engineers are better suited to be entrepreneurs. Why? Engineers are likely in the best position to start their own business or projects. One, you don't need to hire engineers from day one to build a prototype by paying expensive salary or fee if you use outsourcing people when you start your project. That's big. Two, even though your project is not going well, unfortunately, don't worry, you can get a job super easily because corporates or other startups are always looking for great engineers like you. Three, engineers are supposed to be logical and objective to make a decision, which is an essential skills for startup founders. Four, just I said, again, engineers could think of ideas that no engineer can come up. That's the reason why Miraise believe in engineer founders. Of course, I see every day, engineers are typically not very good at sales or marketing. In other words, engineers are too honest. For instance, we don't like to exaggerate things when you explain something. But don't worry, Miraise understand the nature of engineers and support them in their area of weakness. This is Miraise's core value. So please don't limit yourself. Don't limit the potential of coding, power of coding. Do not learn coding just to get a better job. It's a much stronger tool for your lifetime. So when you've got a great idea, which is keeping you awake at night, reach out to us. We have invested more than 20 startups in and outside of Japan in 17 months. Our portfolio companies are also hiring great engineers too. So check out our website and contact us. Lastly, but of course not least, you are about to start your final activity of the bootcamp. presentations. So believe in what you've done, be confident, and I would recommend everybody to scream, look at me in your heart just before you step on the stage. Good luck. You'll be great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You might hear some claps in the back. Thank you so much for introducing this demo day. I guess you're all super eager to see those demos. And for this very first demo, for that project called Facilita, we are going to experiment something that we actually never tried in any demo day in Tokyo. We will be able to interact with you, the audience. So without further ado, I'd like to leave the floor to Grant for Facilita. Let's give a round of applause for Grant.
Hello, my name is Grant Hawley. I'm an event planner, mostly focusing on tech events. So anyone who has ever hosted an event knows that audience engagement and communication is very important, but it can be difficult to manage that. For example, the question and answer segment is really important for me. If there are too many questions, it can be a little overwhelming. And also, some people feel like their questions might get drowned out. Conversely, if there are no questions, then some people maybe I don't get the feedback. I don't know how the event did. A lot of people come to my events. I feel like I don't really know them that well. I don't know the gender ratio. I don't know their occupation. These types of data points are important to me as an event organizer. So that's why I like to use Facilita to help manage comments and questions, and also gather feedback about my event and learn more about my audience so I can make more relevant events for them in the future. So we have an event right now, Demo Day. It's finally time. So you can all join Demo Day through Facilita and leave your comments and questions. So with your mobile phone, all you need to do is go to facilita.fun. Again, facilita.fun, and you'll be taken to our homepage. And all you need to do is input the event code at the homepage. The event code is WAGON, W-A-N. And then hit join event, and you'll be taken to the event page. Once again, the event code is WAGON. I'll show it to you again if you're a little behind. But let's go ahead and move on to the event page right now. So you can see I've hosted quite a few events through Facilita. So here's Wagon Demo Day. So let's go over here. So I'm taking here's our chat. So feel free to leave a comment, or if something is breaking, please yell at me through the chat. Excellent, very active. So the chat's great for the community. That way they can talk to each other and network before the networking event starts. However, for me, I care more about the question and answer segment. I want to know what questions people are asking. Now, through the upvote system of Facilita, I know which questions are most important. Which questions do people want to hear? So it really helps me manage those types of information. Go ahead and check out the Q&A. Maybe I have some questions. Okay, not yet. So they'll come in pretty soon. So if you do have a question, feel free to post it. Don't be shy. And then we will go ahead and answer it. We are not in the matrix, not yet. I hope so. Maybe one day. All right, so maybe some people are a little shy for the question. So how about I go ahead and ask you a question? So polls are a great way to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a poll right now to ask about if this is your first Wagon event or not. So I want to know how many times you've been to a Wagon event. So how many times have you been to a Wagon event? So I think for a lot of people, maybe this is your first time. Some have maybe been a couple of times. Others maybe 6 to 10 times. But for the hardcore, maybe you've been here 11 or more times. So I'm going to go ahead and create a poll. Okay, and here are the poll And then maybe later on, I can see the statistics. Okay, so let's go ahead and see, do I have any questions yet? Oh, I have quite a bit. Okay, great. I'm glad you guys were able to ask some questions. So this one has the most upvotes, so I'll go ahead and answer that. What was the most difficult part of developing Facilita? I think the data gathering was pretty difficult and it took a lot of refinement. So I've answered that. I'll go ahead and check it off so I don't forget. Okay, did you know a lot about web development before joining Wagon? No, I only knew how to turn on a computer and so burger or hot dog. I'm from Texas, so burger definitely. Okay. Great. And as an event organizer, I really love feedback. I need feedback to know how well I did. So please go ahead and leave some feedback, and you can also rate the event. No pressure for 5 stars, be honest. Now this is great during the event. It really helps me communicate and manage with everyone. However, what if I want to know more about you? Well, I can go to Facilita's summary page and learn all about each and every one of you. That way I can make better events in the future. So I can see a lot of people are here right now. That's great. A lot of comments, a lot of questions. Sorry if I didn't get to your question. So Facilita, it curates important information that is useful for me as an event organizer. That way I can make better events in the future and know how I can improve. I like to look at the popular questions area. That way I know, okay, which and that I should if I make a similar event. And look, here's the poll results right here. So a lot of people, this is their first time, but seems like a lot have been here a few times. That's great. And the feedback, wow, perfect score. I feel so honored. You guys are so nice. So a lot of great comments. I'll definitely go through here and make sure I take this advice so I can make a better event in the future. But my favorite part is the audience details. This way I can know very specific information about users who are logged in with an account. So I can find out about the audience. I can find out about their age. I have a gender breakdown. Okay, good. So mostly male. It would be great if that was 50-50. Maybe in the future I could make more women-centric events. Audience occupation breakdown. Okay, we have some language teachers. We have some doctors, managers. Mostly non-tech people, which is great. I always love to introduce tech to new people. Compared to my past events. So you can see this is quite popular. My other one only had 14 people, but this one has over 50. That's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my next event. So Wagon is hosting a introduction to React.js. Anybody a fan of React in here? If you don't know anything about it, you can join our event. So I've already linked it with Meetup beforehand, and I'm going to import the Wagon Introduction to React event through Facilita. So I'm going to go ahead and import this event. And here we go. So when the event is being held, you can use this code and join, similar to today, and ask questions. And it's really great for me to get feedback as well. So thanks to Facilita, not only was audience interaction very smooth and easier than ever, I got to learn more about my audience so I could create a better event in the future.
Hi everyone, I'm Pins. I'm 27 years old, a developer. I would usually write down my thoughts in a diary, but sometimes I would forget how I was feeling at that time. And I have terrible mood swings, can be up, can be down anytime, which is pretty common in girls. If you're a girl, you would relate with me somehow, huh? And I really want to control my mood and not affect the people around me and also in the things that I do. And I think it's also pretty common that friends around us don't open up their feelings easily and could probably find it hard to express those feelings in the moment. And it's hard to navigate like how your friends were feeling when you're having a conversation with them. And I really would want to be there for them as much as I could. As the saying goes, a good friend walks the talk and shows that they care by their actions, big and small. We built this app called Happy, and I've been using it for 2 months, and you can see it on the screen sharing right now. This is my home screen, Happy. And what it does basically is to keep track of my mood and my well-being. And I feel that I have been having better control of my mood from day to day. Oh, that's so silly. I forgot to turn off my notification, but that's actually from Happy App reminding me to lock my mood before demo day. So that's a really timely reminder there. And since I have the app open already, so let's go to the app and actually lock my mood of demo day coming up. So I am feeling a little quite stressed right now, hoping that my event would go all smoothly after 9 weeks of preparing for this event. So awful would kind of describe how I'm feeling right now. And it's because of studies and some event. Oops, event. There we go. And I could potentially add notes here as well to describe furthermore about what I was doing as well, but I'm not gonna do that now. So I'm just gonna lock that in of how I was feeling. So at the top left of the screen right now that you're seeing, we can see the average of how I'm feeling today, and it shows that I'm neutral. I could achieve more. I should definitely achieve more. It's nice to encourage me in some ways. And I've been working on projects quite a lot last week, and I didn't have the time to see how I was feeling overall last week. So I'm gonna check out the graph on the second tab here, just to see how I was feeling last week, since I didn't have the time. So we could see last week that it was quite balanced, you know, like I was feeling happy, and then there were a bit more neutral days, not too sad, you know, and like it's pretty well controlled for a week. It's a pretty good week last week. And I could see that I did mostly cleaning as well. So it shows that I'm quite productive as well last week. And now I want to see what I could do over the weekend, because I want to have a nice weekend. Who doesn't want to have a nice weekend? So let's have a quick look on this leave button here right now. And the app is showing me my top 5 activities that makes me feel good. And I will definitely take some time to clean my room, since they recommend me to do some cleaning. So I'll definitely take some time to clean my room after the demo day. I'm a Marie Kondo fan out there. So now 1 hour have passed and demo day is over now. And I gotta say that event was awesome. It was the best event I ever been to. Felt productive, felt confident, wonderful audience right there. And the pitch was class. And I definitely want to put that in as well. So I'm gonna just quickly lock that in. So I'm feeling really fabulous right now because it was a really, really wonderful event, and it was because of some studies in school, coding, and also it was event. So yeah, I could just lock that in right now. So like I mentioned, I love my friends and I would want to see how they are doing as well. So I'm gonna just head over to the social page here. And you could see my close friends here. I have 6 close friends. I have Katsu, Yusuke, Yan, Doug, and Truni and Nicole. And you could see their daily mood as well for today. And could see that Katsu and Yan and Doug and Truni was feeling fabulous and feeling happy. So I'm really happy for them. But for Yusuke, he's feeling awful right now. So I wonder if he's really doing okay. So let's maybe line chat him and just check on him and make sure that he's feeling all right. Hey, Yusuke. How are you, buddy? Oh no, he said not good. Oh, worst feeling ever. Hope you feel better soon. Take care. To conclude, I really like the app because I could not only keep track of my moods, but also my friends' mood. And I can care for them whenever, anytime, despite the ups and downs. And I love that it also asked me how I felt before an upcoming event, because I can be quite forgetful at times. This is happy to better days ahead, better you, happier you. Thank you. And I just want to shout out a huge thank you to our TAs. They've been amazing the past 9 weeks. We keep breaking stuff and they keep fixing it for us. And also to the rest of the team, Munekatsu and Yusuke. You guys have been amazing. And thank you to all my batchmates for being wonderful buddies. Thank you once again.
Hey, hope you guys can hear me okay. Thanks, Sylvan, for the introduction. And hello, everyone. My name's Yun. And I want to start off by asking a question. Have you ever heard the saying, don't bite off more than you can chew? Now, during the recent lockdown, I had a lot of extra free time. So I really wanted to be productive and make the most of my time. And I just really wanted to use my time wisely. And I'm sure a lot of you guys could relate to that. So during the lockdown, I signed up for a ton of online classes. I mean, there's just so much great stuff out there, right? I signed up for an online cooking class, an online programming class, and even an online Japanese course too. Obviously, I was really excited. I was really pumped and ready to go. And I started off doing great. But to be honest with you, after a few days, I started feeling like maybe I took on a bit too much. In short, I felt like I bit off way more than I could chew. And I was pretty much just ready to give up and just go on a Netflix binge. It's pretty lame, huh? And maybe you can relate to that too. Now, on one hand, when it comes to things like online classes, it's probably wise to do so in moderation. But on the other hand, we really should be ambitious people and set big goals for ourselves and not limit our learning. So, if you think about it, it's really about how do we reconcile and balance these two different ideas. And that's when a friend of mine told me about OneBite. I was told that OneBite would help me finish my online classes and not just start my online classes. So here's how it works. OneBite is actually integrated with some of the best learning platforms out there. Like you've probably heard of Duolingo, maybe you've heard of Udemy or Codecademy. And just to show you how it works, like I mentioned before, I'm interested in programming. So I'm going to look for a JavaScript class here. And what's really cool here is that OneBite gives me this curated list of some of the best online JavaScript classes that are out there online. It's pretty awesome. And you can find a class on pretty much any topic. It doesn't just have to be JavaScript or programming. But for now, let's just take a look at these classes. And actually, this first class up here at the top, it looks really interesting because if you look, there's over 1.5 million people enrolled in this class. So that's a lot of people. And I guess my buddies, Richard and John, they're also enrolled in this class too. So let's take a closer look at the details of this class, okay? Okay, I guess it's a Codecademy class, as I mentioned. As for the topics, they seem a little basic, but interesting enough. Okay, let me take, oh, wow. Okay, guys, if you look over here on the right-hand side, I guess according to Codecademy, this class takes approximately 30 hours to complete. Yikes, that's no joke. So, but I'm really committed to finishing this class. And just a little bit about me. One thing that I like to do to force myself to stay on top of my studies and just make sure I'm being productive is I like to put everything, and I mean everything, into my calendar. That's just kind of how I'm wired. It just helps me to stay organized. So guys, if you don't mind, I'm just going to schedule this new JavaScript class into my schedule here, okay? Let's just say, okay, here's a good time slot. Tomorrow, maybe I'll start for an hour, and I'm going to do JavaScript day 1, okay? And because this class is 30 hours long, I could do this 30 times, and it would be really boring to watch, and everybody would hate me, okay? So obviously, doing this is ridiculous. Scheduling and organizing 30 lessons, it'll take forever. So what I'll do instead is I'll let OneBite do all the work for me. I'll just fill out this form here really quick. When would I like to start this course? Actually, forget tomorrow. I'm going to start tonight. I'm ready to go. And I'm going to go for about, let's say 2 hours. That seems doable. And let's just go for, 8 o'clock, okay? And how often do you want to study? I would like to study every day, okay? So I'm going to click on this button. And also part 2, of course, obviously, eventually, I'll have to register for this class on Codecademy, but I won't bore you with that right now. It'll kind of take a little bit of time, okay? Instead, what I'd like for you to do is to check out my calendar, okay? As you can see, with just a few clicks, OneBite has organized all of my lessons into my personal calendar for me. It's pretty nice, pretty awesome. And I guess just looking at my calendar now, it looks like there's a lot of orange, but that's only because like in the mornings and afternoons, I got these online Japanese Duolingo classes, okay? But anyway, moving right along, now that you've seen my schedule, now that I've got my lessons in my calendar, I really want you to check out my profile page. Now, I know at first glance, there's a lot of stuff on here, and it might just seem like a lot of boring stats. But these stats, actually, what they do is they really help me to keep studying. For example, here in the top right-hand corner, you can see that I'm on a streak of 31 days. That means I've studied every day, at least once, for 31 days in a row. And then, again, this might sound really dumb to you guys, but I'm actually kind of proud of that. And to be honest, when I don't want to study, sometimes I just study because I want to keep my streak going. That's how much it motivates me. Whatever helps, right? Another thing that motivates me to keep studying is competition. On OneBite, if you look on the left here, I can compete with my friends to see who has the highest streaks. So for example, here on the far left, here's my buddy Eugene. He's a great guy. And we're always competing with each other over everything, you know, always trying to one-up each other. And look at his current streak, 12 days. Don't forget, I'm at 31 days. I'm pretty amazing. Eugene, again, 12 days. Pretty cute, Eugene. Another thing that I want you guys, oh no. Guys, I know this is really unprofessional. I'm so sorry to just stop in the middle like this, but there's actually an issue. There's something horribly wrong with my profile page. You see, on the right-hand side here, I've set up my profile page so that you can always see my Duolingo Japanese experience points. And I just noticed Eugene, he's in first place. I hate when he's beating me at anything. So again, I'm really sorry. This is totally unprofessional of me, and I apologize, but I really have to take care of this right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump onto Duolingo just for a second, because I need to rack up some points, okay, to beat Eugene. Okay. And I'm all done, almost done with my Japanese lesson here. Okay, I'm all done. Oh, sorry for bearing with me for that, okay? So as I was saying, I'm always feeling tempted to be unproductive and lazy and to skip my lessons. But there are a lot of little things on OneBite, like points, and little things like badges and streaks and competition to be #1, like I am right now over Eugene. Lots of little things that OneBite uses to push and motivate me to keep studying. And all this helps because, you know, if you think about it, finishing an online class, it's not easy. I mean, learning is great, but it's not easy. And there are lots of reasons for that. But OneBite really helps me to bite off more than I can chew. It helps me to find classes to take. It organizes my schedule. It supports and motivates and tracks my learning. And in short, it helps me to achieve a lot and finish my classes, one bite at a time. Thank you very much. And as I wrap up, I just really want to thank and acknowledge my amazing teammates, Shogo and Julian. Not only are they just amazing programmers, and not only were they great teammates, but just take it from me as people, they are genuinely just the nicest guys ever. And I also want to thank all of our teachers as well, too, for just a great experience here at the Wagon. Again, thanks, everybody.
Hello, guys. My name is Momo. I own a Japanese izakaya restaurant in Boston, Massachusetts called Itoku. Recently, due to COVID-19, we've seen a significantly big drop in the number of customers we see each day, and we're actually interested in starting a new takeout service. Unfortunately, we tried signing up with those large online delivery platforms. However, the confirmation process has been taken a while, and I suspect it's because other restaurants are also, in a hurry to get signed up with these online delivery services as well. So we're basically in a very rush to start off our service and generate some cash, or else we're going to have to shut down our restaurant. So I did a quick Google search, how to easily set up a online takeout service, and I found Snapcarte.com, a one-click solution to digitize your menu and create a online takeout service. So that looks pretty interesting to me. I decided to sign up and create an account. And so I've logged in, and I can see that there are already some decent looking restaurants on this website, which is reassuring. So this is something totally I'm excited about, and I'd like to actually list my own restaurant on here. So let's add our izakaya restaurant onto their website. So it looks like they accept a TripAdvisor page link, which fortunately we have. And we can fill out our form by copy and pasting that TripAdvisor link, which is super helpful for us actually, because that way we can standardize our restaurant information across different online platforms. Snapcarte looks like they're asking for a description, so we can put in a quick description, a family-friendly Japanese restaurant in the middle of the city. Okay. And they want a photo of our storefront, which I have right here. And let's see, upload a photo of your menu and Snapcarte will digitize it. You can confirm your dish names and prices on the next page. You can crop sections of the menu by drawing boxes around menu sections. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So if I upload my menu, it sounds like I can select this, I can crop sections on my menu for the website to basically create digitized menu items onto our restaurant page. So that's super cool, actually. First of all, it saves a lot of time for me to basically go through and create a form and type out each dish as well as each menu item. So this is super convenient. I'm actually I was intimidated to start this whole process because I'm pretty bad at computers, but so far the whole sign up process has been pretty straightforward and easy, very stress-free, which is great. And so, okay, so it looks like our menu has been successfully uploaded, and we just have to name each section that we cropped. So our first section was appetizers, and then salads, and then hot plates. And okay, so we can just now look through each of our dish items real quickly just to make sure that there aren't any errors. So far, everything looks to be spelled out correctly, which is great. And let's continue to see our restaurant. And that's it. So we were able to basically create our restaurant on their Snapcarte website, like super fast, which is amazing actually. And it has all the information from our TripAdvisor website. So I'm actually in a hurry to start accepting takeout orders. So let's just open our restaurant. And let me just, if you go to our Snapcarte main website, you can see that our restaurant is live and ready to accept orders, which is fantastic. Under 30 minutes, we were able to create a online takeout restaurant during these tough times to make sure that our restaurant can still keep serving customers. Now, it's been several months since we started Snapcarte, and Snapcarte is actually integrated with Uber Eats. We're interested in expanding our operations. COVID is now over. A lot of people are back to going to restaurants, dining out, and we want to take advantage of people wanting to eat, good food and nothing homemade anymore. So we're deciding we'd like to actually get on the Uber Eats platform. So Snapcarte is actually super amazing because with one click, I can upload our menu into our Uber Eats account that we had created, that they had finally created, which took a while back when COVID was a huge pandemic. And so I just exported our menu, and let's just check our restaurant and compare our menus just to make sure the menu uploaded on our Uber Eats page is the correct, has the correct dish items. And wow, so guys, this is actually insane. All our menu dish items are up there with the proper prices as well as each section. And so, yep, everything looks great. And look here, we actually have an order on our new Uber Eats restaurant, guys. So this is actually insane. We can now, looks like someone ordered a seafood okonomiyaki. Everything, this is actually pretty cool. And let's confirm this order. And yeah, so with Snapcarte, we're able to, sorry. With Snapcarte, sorry guys. With Snapcarte, we were able to survive, the tough period and keep our restaurant afloat because, we were able to quickly create our takeout service. And now with, things back to normal, we can expand our operations and reach more customers with their Uber Eats integration. Now, if you can excuse me, I need to get back to the kitchen and prepare some dishes for our incoming orders. Thank you. Oh, and then before I leave though, and before the applause, sorry, give me a sec. I want to give a quick shout out to my teammates, Nicole and Lucas. Honestly, hands down, best teammates ever. Couldn't have done it without them. I'm going to miss, honestly, the memories we had creating this project. So thank you very much, guys. And yeah, big shout out to the teachers too.